phone too, and that of his weirdo wife. So Gavin Newsom, he is in a lot of trouble, and he and his wife, or his wife, they could be facing jail time. And there have been governors that have gone to prison before. We got about 30 seconds till the radio show begins. If you're on hold, stand by. When the radio show starts, I'm going to open up the show and about what I'm going to be covering, and then of course I'll take some calls. All right. And again, the number is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. And the number is pinned in the live chat. Those of you on hold, stand by. We'll get to the phones in just a bit. Oh yeah, it's not a good time to be a Democrat. Oh boy, I didn't realize we are on the air, and I'm just babbling, Mike. I lost track of time. I lost track. Time's going by so quickly. We're on the air, and I didn't even know it. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. It is Friday, and we got a lot to cover. In the pre-show, I was talking about Governor Newsom out in California. Kash Patel's been doing great work, and Kash Patel had an informant wearing a wire in Gavin Newsom's inner circle, and there's some major prosecutions coming. We're going to get into more detail about that as the show goes on in the pre-show on YouTube. I went through the story in detail, but I'll recap it later, and we'll get into it. But there's a local story that is going pretty viral in the news right now, and it's about this shooting at the Walmart here in South Florida. Now, this happened a couple days ago, and I did see this story, and today's the first day I've talked about it. And the reason I have waited until this morning to talk about this parking space argument that led to a man being shot dead in a Walmart parking lot is because the video that we were seeing was just a couple of seconds long, and I didn't think there was enough video available to know what happened. And I was waiting for more video, and boy, oh boy, is there a lot of new video. So I want to talk about this. Now again, I'm talking about the woman here in Florida who shot the man dead in the parking lot over a fight over a parking space. Now, I want to highlight this. What I'm going to share with you today is based on all the information we have, the photo, there's one major photo, and all of the video that we have at this moment in time, which is 6:07 a.m. on Friday, July 3rd. So in 10 minutes, something new could come out. The videos that have been seen are videos that were taken by witnesses in the parking lot, and they either posted them on social media or gave them to the media, and they posted them in the news and on social media. So we have little clips, and we have not yet seen the surveillance video from the Walmart parking lot camera. But there is a new video that shows a lot more detail than 99% of you have seen. And I got this from WSVN Channel 7 out of Miami. And I have put the videos on my X at Brian Craig Show, all right? I have all of the videos, and the photograph I'm going to reference are all on my X at Brian Craig Show. And you can go to my X account, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, and watch them. There's no audio. All the videos that have been released, there's not audio. We can't hear what they were saying, okay? And the video doesn't work on the radio. So I'm going to describe what we've seen so far, and which includes the new video. And I'm going to tell you right out the gate that based on the video and the information we have at this moment in time, and I am always open with if new information comes in, I'm talking about what we know as of this moment in time. This was a textbook example of stand your ground, and it was a good shoot. No question about it, based on the information in the videos that we have right now. The video that most of you are seeing is just a couple of seconds of them in the parking space, and she shoots him in the stomach a couple of times. But if you look at the footage right at the top of my X at Brian Craig Show from WSVN Channel 7, you see a lot more, including a photograph that most of you have not seen. Now, you know, all of the videos that we've seen were taken from witnesses in the parking lot. And the problem when there are news stories about things like this, and the video is taken by witnesses, the video is always after the initial spark has happened. Because people aren't just running around filming everything all the time. Well, I am, because I'm always making YouTube videos. But other than me. But, you know, most people, something happens, and then they take out the phone and start filming. Okay? And that's when, you know, but you miss almost every time from the cell phone footage that spark. And like I say, we have not seen the Walmart parking lot camera footage. And also, when the police arrived, BSO, the Broward Sheriff's Office, they did not arrest the woman who was the shooter, and the man was dead, and they did not arrest her. They let her go. She has not been arrested as of this moment. Okay, so without question, there was a heated argument over the parking space. And, you know, as a rule of thumb, I don't argue with people over parking spaces. I just don't do that. And when I saw the first video that was released, that most everyone's seen and sharing online and showing on the news, those couple of seconds in the parking space, it was a 50-50. You know, was it a stand your ground or not? And then WSVN Channel 7 out of Miami has this extended video that shows us a lot more of what happened. And this is what I posted on X. One of the witnesses took a still photograph, which has been released, and I have that on my X too. There was some competition between the man and the woman over the space, okay? Both of them were planning on taking this space when whoever pulled out. We've all been there. Well, what the guy did that ended up dead a short time later, and there's a photograph of this from one of the witnesses, he parked his car on an angle blocking the space so she couldn't get in, which is a little aggressive, but still not worthy of being shot, don't get me wrong. Then he moved his car, he went and parked, and she pulled in and parked. And in the WSVN video where you see everything, this is what you see. Wherever he parked his car eventually, he came towards her, pretty aggressive. He's very aggressive. He comes up to her. There's no audio, so we can't hear what they were saying, but I imagine there was some yelling between the two and maybe profanities, name calling, I don't know, but we haven't heard the audio. The woman pulls out her pistol, and it has not, so far as I know, we don't have the type of gun yet, so I don't know what type of weapon. Was it a Glock? Was it a revolver? I don't know. But you see in the video, she pulled out her handgun, and she's pointing it at the guy. The guy continues to yell at her, and he's slowly approaching her while she has the gun out, and she's walking away, and then, you know, backwards, just a little bit, a few steps, and he keeps coming towards her. And then in the WSVN video, and I hope you guys have seen this. That's why I posted it, and I'm not here just to promote my ex, but I can't show the video on the radio. And on YouTube, I am not going to show a video of a man getting shot. You can see that all over X. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm not going to show it. I've got some decency, okay? But, so she's got her handgun pointed at him. He continues to yell at her. He's walking towards her. She takes a few steps back, and then she walks backwards to the parking space next to where they're at, and there's another vehicle there. She's walking backwards and sideways, a little bit of both at the same time, away from the man that she shot a short time later. He follows her. She continues walking backwards and sideways away from him. He continues to follow her. She goes to the other side of this other vehicle in another space. The man follows her all the way around the vehicle. This is while she's got her gun out pointed at him. He continues to follow her all the way around this other vehicle in another parking space. Then she goes back to the space where you've seen her, where the incident happens, and he followed her all the way back there and continues to go towards her, and that's when she shot him, I believe twice in the stomach. At least once, obviously, but I think it might have been 2 shots. This is, when you see the full video, there is no doubt in my mind, based on what we know at this moment in time, 6:14 a.m. on July 3rd, because like I said, something could come out but this is what we have right now, okay? He followed her, was very aggressive and threatening, following her completely around another vehicle. They didn't do a 360, but about 180 degrees, and then back to where they began. So he followed her on a full 360, but she's going around this other car. He followed her all the way around this other vehicle, back to that spot, continued to come towards her. She tried to exit. She tried to get away. She was not in her vehicle. She was trying to get away. He followed her and was very aggressive, and that's when she shot him. Based on all of this information, I would say it is textbook justified shooting and a stand your ground case. No doubt about it, if you watch the entire video. And I'm going to take our first break of the day, and I would really like you guys to go and watch the full video and share your thoughts on this. I do not believe a reasonable and rational person could look at that full video and not say this is a stand your ground incident. This is a textbook stand your ground. Obviously, I feel bad for both parties. I feel bad for the man because he's dead. And I feel bad for her that she was put in this position by him to do what she did. But this is a stand your ground incident. No question about it, based on the information we have at this moment in time. Again, when new information comes out, if it shows something different or gives us more perspective, I'm always open, and I'll say, hey, okay. But that's not where we're at now. Also, BSO, Broward Sheriff's Office, did not arrest her. And I would imagine that they saw the Walmart parking lot security footage. So I'm going to take our first break, and when we get back, I would very much like to hear from you about this. Do you believe it was a justifiable shooting? Do you believe that it was stand your ground or not? Our number is toll-free 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Now, I want to talk about this incredible 4th of July, America's 250th anniversary special being offered by Coastal Weight Loss Secret. They're offering $400 off. This is their 4th of July, America's 250th anniversary celebration special. $400 off. And remember, Coastal Weight Loss Secret can help you lose weight no matter where you're located in the United States or America. I lost over 35 pounds. I've kept all the weight off. I weigh what I weighed 30 years ago when my wife and I got married. I had a belly. I now have a flat stomach. I had a round face. I now got a neck back. I've got a chin. I've got a jawline. And I did all of this without exercise, without starving myself, eating foods I would normally eat, and most importantly, without any shots or pills. All natural. And you can do it. I've only been on one weight loss program my entire life, and that's Coastal Weight Loss Secret. I lost the weight, and I've kept it off for well over a year without effort. Keeping the weight off has been easy. Give them a call, and remember, $400 off for the 4th of July. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. That's 561-247-6300. My name is Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show. It is Friday. We'll be right back. Okay, we're in radio station break now. So, I want you guys, you have seen this video, And I know it's open phones today, and it's open Mega Mike Friday. You can call in about any and everything on your mind, but I would really, no matter what your opinion is on this Walmart parking lot incident, I'd very much like to hear your thoughts, okay? The number is toll-free and pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Was this a stand your ground incident? Was this a justifiable shooting by the woman? You know, even if she wasn't a woman, this would have been justified. But it's even more threatening and more frightening that he's a man and he's following this woman. When she's got the gun pulled, following her so far around the other car. And, you know, I was watching people yesterday who were wanting her arrested. And when I watched, the full video was not easy to find. I was lucky to find it from one of our local Miami news stations. Okay? And that tells us exactly what happened there. I mean, that's it. I mean, obviously, you don't want to get in arguments with people in parking lots over parking spaces, especially in a state that has constitutional carry, open carry, permitless concealed carry like Florida. You know, I assume everyone has a gun all of the time in Florida, right? Don't you? So I wouldn't get into an argument over this, over a parking space. I just wouldn't do it. I'd let the person take the space and I'd go and park. But, you know, hey, listen, I'm a smart person. This guy obviously was a hothead who at this moment in time was completely out of control. You know, what does it say about this guy's mindset that he didn't just follow a woman around another car, chasing her back and everything, but he's doing it while she has a gun pulled on him and pointed at him? Who would do something like that? You would 90 seconds away from returning from the radio station break. You would have to be out of your freaking mind to do what this guy did. You know, sometimes, you know, when these incidents happen and you see videos, it's you don't know because you don't see enough video. Thankfully, one of the witnesses recorded him following her around the other vehicle in the neighboring parking space while she had the gun pointed at him. So, yeah, 1 minute, we'll be back. So that elevates it and shows you where she was and where he was in their mind. And I think she had every reasonable reason to do what no gun owner who's a sane person wants to do, and that's fire their weapon in self-defense. All right, we've got about 30 seconds, but your opinions on this certainly are welcome. The number is 888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. 888-465-2631. And of course, what a great weekend because we're celebrating America's 250th birthday tomorrow. All right, we got 20 seconds. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, no, I have the entire video, everything that's released as of this. The one that's at the top is the full video. Okay. We're back. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Call us on hold. Stand by. It is open phones today, open Mega Mike Friday. You're welcome to call in about any and everything you want to talk about on Friday's show. It is open phones. However, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this Walmart parking lot shooting. And not only do I have all of the video that's available as of this moment, including him following around the car, I have it linked up on my X, a Brian Craig Show. And if you go to my X, it's the top link on my feed. It's an Instagram link from WSVN Channel 7 in Miami. And they have the whole video. I'm not, I can't play it on the radio because there's no audio. So I have to describe it. And I'm not going to show on YouTube someone getting shot. I just don't think that's, I know a lot of people are, but I'm not going to do that. But go to my X, at Brian Craig Show, you watch the full video. Okay, a bunch of people on hold. If you'd like to call in, the number is 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Brian. I looked at the video. I got to ask you a question because I'm not a lawyer. Okay. If you carry concealed carry and that threat happens, I could see the woman pulling a gun out from her person and then trying to defend herself. But from what I see, she went to her car to get her gun, and that escalated everything when she started.
Did you see the whole video when he followed her around the other car, all the way around it?
I did, but the escalation might never. I'm not a lawyer, but
hey, listen. If she didn't go to Walmart, it wouldn't have happened either. If she'd have just stayed home, or if she'd have gone to Target instead,
She purposely went to her vehicle to retrieve the gun. It wasn't on her person at the time of the threat.
Well, if that's true, so what?
That changes everything. That escalates.
You're a woman, and you've got a big man pissed off coming at you like this.
Don't matter.
You're not supposed to use your gun to try to fend him off?
No, you're not supposed
to. Oh, what are you supposed to do?
Get your gun.
Who says that? Where's that? Where's that? You're not allowed to get your. Where does it say that?
They were arguing with each other.
No. Where does it say you're not supposed to use your gun in self-defense? At some point, you have to get the gun, right?
Well, that's like saying somebody threatening you outside your house, and then you go to your home. You go in that side of your house, you get your gun, and then come back out in the street, and then you start retreating after you've gotten your gun. I believe that she's going to be arrested, and I don't think that. I think that's where your case is going to fall apart.
This is what I think. Okay, you're not going to like this, but I think if the skin colors were reversed, you'd have a different opinion. I'm not a race card person.
You're pulling the race card. You're pulling the race card on me.
Well, I'm not. But but hold on a second here. When have you ever heard me play the race card?
You're pulling it on me right
now.
Well,
no. In the last 35 years I've been on the air, when have you heard me play the race card?
First time right now.
First time. So yeah, because
me of being a racist.
Well, I'm not saying you're a racist. I'm not saying you're a racist, but I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. Hold on. I'm not saying you're a racist. I'm not saying you're a racist. I'm saying you have a bias.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Because the guy's also a vet. Hold on, no. Let me finish. And then you can ask me questions. But I think you have a bias because you relate to the guy. He's kind of like you, big guy. He's a veteran. You're a veteran. You understand what I mean? So you kind of connect to the guy.
No, the guy didn't look like a spring chicken.
He was 62. 62. He was 62.
Okay, he's physically fit, but the thing that I'm talking about, and the thing that I'm talking about, Brian, whether it be color or not, I didn't even know this. Believe it or not, I missed this whole shooting. I picked up on it on your pre-show and went to your ex.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize the two colors, the two people. But when I saw him, they started arguing, and then I didn't see him. I saw her literally walk to her vehicle and get her gun from her vehicle.
Well, when you're being threatened, you have to go and get the gun at some point to defend yourself.
If somebody was outside your house threatening you,
but this was not. Hold on a second here. This wasn't the house. This was a parking lot, okay, of a Walmart.
But it was her vehicle,
even after she had the weapon pointed, she tried to get away, and he would not let her. He would not let her get away.
Well, don't you think pulling a gun on somebody is escalating?
It's a warning. I'll tell you, if somebody pulled a gun on me, I'd get the hell out of there. I wouldn't follow them like he did, as far as he must have followed her 20, 30 feet around the other car.
I agree with you there. Hey, I'm not.
That's not aggressive.
My point is, but you got to look at what you said that the cell phone people taking photos is after the fact.
After the initial spark
is that the initial spark. She started arguing with him, and he argued with her. And I don't know what was said. It got heated.
Yeah, there's no audio.
She literally took her. She took her time and walked to her vehicle,
Yeah.
opened up her door,
Yeah.
reached in, and took a secure vehicle. Why do they tell you to secure your vehicle in a car? I'm not a gun guy. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. I don't have a. So why do they tell you to secure your so you don't go pull your gun out?
What was he gonna do? What was he gonna do if she did not have that gun? What was this aggressive guy gonna do when he got up to? He was following her with the gun pointed at him, 20, 30 feet
Maybe
around the
that
other
caused
vehicle.
him
What
a-
was he gonna
maybe-
do?
You know, when some people, when they get all hot, this is what I would say. Some people, when they get all hot and disturbed, especially a little mentally off, okay?
Oh, so so the
If
guy is
somebody-
mentally off. You say you believe the guy was mentally
Pulling
off.
the gun, he probably thought to himself, she pulled the gun, she's never going to shoot me, and he probably got enraged. That's the fact that she pulled the gun on him. Now, I'm telling you, I see an escalation when she went to the car to get the gun.
No, did you see the
You don't
did
know
you see
whether
the
he was gonna
photograph
jump
where
on
he
her. You're
parked?
assuming.
He went.
but you're assuming
He
that he
charged at her when she was in the parking space. You see him walk
When?
at the very beginning of the video. He's walking like speed walking very aggressively towards her. Then she pulls out the pistol and points it at him,
Yeah,
and
but
he's
don't
still
you have
charging
it on
her.
her purse?
She tried.
She didn't have it on her purse.
It doesn't matter.
She
She
calmly
spent
opened-
calmly.
calmly opened up her door,
She
reached in,
tried
and
to
took
get
the gun.
away. She repeatedly tried to get
that's
away,
right.
and he continued
But
to
she-
follow her.
I agree with that. I saw that, but she literally took her time, opened up the door of her car, and she could have just as soon got to
All right.
her
Listen,
driver's
okay,
side
I got it.
and
I'm
pulled
late.
out
I'm
and
late
go
for the bottom of the hour break, so I got to run. I appreciate the call, Richie. I'm open to all viewpoints. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back.
What if the place you called home wasn't a home at all? From author James Kramer comes a powerful true story of survival, resilience, faith, and hope. The Boy in the Barn, available on Amazon. Growing up in the 1960s, James lived through circumstances no child should ever have to face. Behind the appearance of a normal family was a hidden reality, one of hardship, isolation, and painful secrets that few people ever saw. The Boy in the Barn is a story about the strength of the human spirit, a story about finding light in the darkest places, about perseverance, healing, and the life-changing power of faith and forgiveness. Through every challenge, James found reasons to keep moving forward, guided by God's grace and the kindness of people who became bright lights along his journey. Honest, inspiring, and deeply moving, The Boy in the Barn is a memoir that will stay with you. Discover the remarkable true story of one man's journey from darkness toward hope in The Boy in the Barn, from author James Kramer. Available on Amazon and Kindle and paperback.
All right, I reviewed the video, okay, during the break. We're still in radio break, okay? We got about 90 seconds till we're back. We're still in radio. I reviewed the video. She did not go back to her car to get the gun. Richie was wrong. I'm going to correct this on the air when we get back. When she parked in the contested space, she backed in. She got out of the car with the gun in her hand. She had the gun when she got out of the car. I just rewatched the video. And it's the first link. It takes you to an Instagram link, which is Channel 7. okay? And you can watch it. And you can see, even with the gun pulled then, he's coming right at her. Nope. All right. I'm looking at it now. No, she got out of the car and she had the gun in her hand down to her side. No, so Richie was wrong. Okay, we've got 40 seconds, so I got to correct that when we get back. And I know some of you others have seen the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this at 888, 30 seconds, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are tuned in from. All right, less than 20 seconds and we'll be back. Do you think Richie's biased? All right, we're back. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Okay, during the break, I reviewed the video, and Richie is incorrect, which I thought he was, but I wasn't 100% sure. I wanted to review the video, and I reviewed it during the break. And again, the video that shows everything that we have at this moment, okay? These are all different cell phone videos. I have the link right at the top of my X at Brian Craig Show. It's an Instagram link that takes you to WSVN Channel 7 in Miami's Instagram. They have all the videos and everything, okay? Which I've seen nowhere else. The woman, she parked in the contested space. She backed in. And you see her get out of the car, and she had the gun in her hand down to her side right after she got out of the car. And instantly, the guy is right there, right? And you can tell they're yelling and arguing, okay? So she got out. She did not go back to the car to get her gun. She got out of the vehicle with the gun in her hand. Now, I still stand by that this is a good shoot. I want to go through this. Those of you on hold, hang in there. You know, this one, there's a couple reasons why I'm spending so much time on this. Most everyone, from the media on down, are rendering opinions without any background on what happened there. There's a couple of seconds, the final couple seconds, right before she shoots him and then he falls. That's what almost everyone's seen and the news are reporting. They're not showing all the video. So, you know, I'm going over this because I feel an obligation. This story is going viral. It was the lead story on Fox News. It's the lead story in the Daily Mail. It's in all the national media, and they don't have the full footage. And it was not easy for me to find it. You know, when I lived in Broward, I used to watch WSVN all the time, but I live in Palm Beach now, so I don't watch it that much. And I came across it. So I feel a responsibility for two reasons. One, that one, okay, that this story is being widely reported on, and people are not showing the full video, and I want to put context. And it's also a local story. This Walmart is just a short drive from my house. This is the Daily Mail. A woman in Florida who was filmed shooting a 62-year-old military veteran over a parking spot claims she acted in self-defense after the man succumbed to his injuries. And by the way, after the shooting, she did everything right. You see her grab her cell phone. I'm assuming she called the police, and she put her weapon on the roof of the car. And the police did not arrest her. They handcuffed her when they got there, and at the end, they did not arrest her. So it's up to the prosecutor now. But the police on the scene, who I'm assuming saw the wall, I would think they would have gone into Walmart and watched the parking lot footage. The police that arrived from the Broward Sheriff's Office determined that it was, in their opinion, a stand your ground issue. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, if you had a wife or daughter
and a man was aggressively walking up on them, and it's apparent he's yelling something, and it's threatening, they have to assume that that man is going to hurt them, and that is called a justifiable shooting.
Yeah.
And it's very sad for that man's family, and you're very good to say that. You know, it's a very sad situation, but that man, all he had to do was stop approaching her.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you see the video, have you seen the full-length video that I've been describing where he followed her around the other car?
Yes.
I mean, I would be scared. And I think any man would be scared too. Yeah, very out of control. He was insane what he was doing, especially to a woman.
And you know, and even if, and this is just an if scenario, Brian, even if he has some type of mental health issues or something or whatever, it's not for her to decide. All she's knowing is there's a man approaching me and he was being threatening, and she had to protect herself, and she produced the weapon as a deterrent, and he had plenty of time to stop and say, this woman means business, I better stop, and he decided not to do that.
If in this situation, if a guy continues to charge towards a person who's got a pistol pointed at them, that escalates the danger of that person. What kind of person would move towards someone and follow them that far when she was trying to get away, that has a gun pointed at them? I think the guy, I mean, I feel bad for her. I saw his daughter was interviewed on the local news here in, I think, WPOG Channel 10, one of our local hometown news stations in Fort Lauderdale, Miami. They interviewed the daughter, and she was heartbroken over it. I get it. That's the daughter. You know, but I don't know why they're not all showing the full footage.
What about that woman, her life and her family?
Yeah, and this is.
What if she didn't do something?
And from a selfish viewpoint, I mean, because you know, there's another reason to discuss this. I'm a gun owner, okay, and you know, and in Florida we have concealed carry without permit and open carry without permit. We're a constitutional carry state, and you're allowed to carry guns in public, in Florida, and we do have our stand your ground law. And if this woman is arrested and goes to prison, that means anyone can get arrested and go to prison for standing their ground, because this is, with the video I've seen so far, I think it's pretty clear. Stand your ground was in effect here.
And you know the question's going to come up, why didn't she shoot the wound? Because as soon as he got out of jail or prison, he would sue her. So
well, I don't know. She shot him in the belly. She shot him in the belly. Right. I mean, when you shoot, she didn't shoot him. When you shoot someone in the belly, you can.
Well, two in the gut, you're going to bleed out pretty quick.
I didn't get a good look at the gun, but it looks like a semi-auto.
That's true.
It looks like a semi-auto, and 2 rounds come off quick. It looked to be a small, medium-sized hand. It's hard to tell. It's blurry. It looks like a small gun, but it looks like semi-auto. But she didn't go for the head. And, you know, all these things that you're supposed to be like the Lone Ranger and shoot their hand or something. It doesn't work that way. You know, she's obviously a gun range person. She went for the center mass and she hit him in his belly. But, you know, I would not assume that was, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't a headshot. Even though that still would have been okay. I just, you know, if we don't stand up for stand your ground incidents, we could all become victims to this.
That's exactly the truth. But what makes it at the highest level self-defense is a woman fearing for her life, trying to get away, and the man pursues her, and it's sad that she had to defend herself, but she was completely justified.
Absolutely.
And
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a very sad situation.
All right. Yeah.
And Brian, Maine is not going to celebrate with the 250th anniversary in D.C. They chose not to, and they try to say that it was because of money. I'm so sick of the commie Democrats.
They got plenty of money.
You know, it's nothing to do with Trump. It's about honoring our 250th anniversary as a country, and we need to expose these commie Democrats, what they are. They hate our country.
And I'll tell you
It's not
another
just
thing. This
all of us.
this celebrating Somali Independence Day in New York, in Ohio, in Boston. In Boston, the birthplace of our great glorious American Revolution, right? You know, where the Boston Massacre was, that began the whole thing, you know. And you know, this, I mean, they're trying to replace American Independence Day with Somali Independence Day. Are they out of their minds?
You know, and if that doesn't piss you off as an American, what does? Come on.
Exactly.
This is our country. We should celebrate the great history. Yes, every country has its bad points, but this is the greatest nation on earth.
Indeed.
And, hey, God bless you, Brian, and happy 4th of July,
All right,
brother.
all right. Jeff and Maine, take care. All right, let's check in with John over at Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano.
Brian here. I'm at Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano, sitting with John. He's the Chief Operating Officer and Director of Neuropathy Treatment right here at Lighthouse Medical Center. You know, John, a lot of people have neuropathy. They may have had it for years. They've gone to their primary care physician, maybe even a specialist like a neurologist, and their doctors have told them there's no treatment for neuropathy. That's your life now. That's not true, is it?
No, it's not true, Brian. I mean, it's a real common misconception. There's a lot of clinicians who just don't understand neuropathy or how to assess it, how to treat it. We're specialized in this. One of the biggest frustrations is that patients don't get proper blood work, metabolic dysfunction testing, looking at their gut health, inflammation, what are their lifestyle choices with diet, sleep, nutrition, hormones. There's so many things that can affect neuropathy. But typically, for most patients, we do a very extensive assessment with really extensive blood work, genetic blood work, and physical testing, and we're able to evaluate the patient to see do you or don't you have neuropathy, and then we provide them with the treatment plan options for what would be needed to be done for their situation to help them get better.
You know, I've talked to quite a few of my listeners that are patients of yours, and I've heard incredible things. I've heard that people have seen relief from neuropathy symptoms after their very first treatment, and I've talked to people that had the treatment through you after years, and their neuropathy symptoms still have not returned.
Yes. We're able to help people who are at different stages of neuropathy. Some people in the very beginning stages, we don't want it to get bad, so we're able to treat it sooner because they come in sooner when they notice any sort of symptoms or suspect something. We have patients who have really bad neuropathy who are at 70, 80, 90% nerve damage in both of their lower extremities, and we're able to help them as well. That's the difference of them walking or not, or being able to get up and do things or not. So we have to assess each patient one by one, and that's what needs to be done with our extensive testing.
Call Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano and schedule your no-charge consultation right now. Let them treat you and rid you of your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
All right, and we'll be back right after this. Okay, we're clear. We're in radio break, but no, she did not go back to her car to get her gun. She got out of the car with it, and he was charged right there, straight towards her. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, guys, and be right back. All right, and we'll be back at about 90 seconds from the radio break. We're still in break over the radio. You know, this is so important. This story is so important for so many reasons. First of all of us that are conservative, all of us that are MAGA, are strong supporters of the great Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. that allows us to protect ourselves. If we don't stand up for people when they stand their ground and their lives are in danger, when they use their weapon in self-defense, who's going to come and defend you, defend me, when, God forbid, hopefully never, we're in a position like that? That's right. So we need to stand up for people who defend themselves in a stand your ground situation. I'm sorry, you know. And as we celebrate Independence Day, that Second Amendment's what's kept us free for 250 years. So it's a very important story. All right, let me check the time. You're about 40 seconds away from, we've got about a minute. Okay, we'll be back in about a minute. Very important. Yep, you're all welcome to call in. If you're on hold, stand by. The number is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening. And I don't know, today, is it a holiday for most people, the 3rd of July? I don't know, there's no holiday in my business, no holidays. But is it a holiday for most people today? Because the 4th is on Saturday. I know a lot of offices are closed. I know that for a fact. I hear that from a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Him being a veteran is not relevant. I mean, you know, are veterans allowed to, you know, charge women in parking lots and threaten them? No, I don't think so. Him being a veteran is irrelevant, other than it could enhance the danger she was facing because he's a trained killer. I don't know. What's the point of him being a veteran? All right, we're back. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. I want to talk a little bit more about this case. You know, this Walmart parking lot shooting, which I believe is a textbook example of a stand-your-ground defense out in public. And there's a lot of talk. Well, they always say 62-year-old veteran. What's the relevancy of that? You know, the fact that he's a veteran, the only thing that does to, I mean, it enhances him being a veteran. The only relevance to me with that is it enhances the amount of danger the woman was in. She's a woman, he's a man, he's being aggressive, he's not afraid of a gun, and he's a veteran, which means he may have been trained to kill. That's what they do in the military. I don't understand the relevancy other than that of him being a veteran. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Dave from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, I was watching your show there talking about the shooting in Florida. Yeah, unfortunately, both people, you know, families are going to be affected.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you with the lady. She, you know, definitely deserved to defend herself, from what I understand. And it's pretty stupid on his part. I mean, when a person pulls a gun out, don't you think, hey, okay, I'm done. Over a parking spot, too. That's the most dumbest thing.
I don't know if I've seen someone do what he did when they had a gun pulled on them outside of a movie. Like in a movie, there's some gangbanger that's not afraid of a gun, or some cop that's not afraid of a gun. I've never seen someone do it in real life. I mean, I think that goes to his state of mind, that he looked nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when people cut out in front of you on the highway, I don't even get excited anymore. I just let them go because
Always.
you know you could be in that situation. It's not worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But one thing I want to say...
One moment here while I answer. My lines are ringing off the hook. Yeah, go ahead. The one thing you wanted to say is what?
Yeah, I seen something online today. I ordered it. It probably won't make it for tomorrow. It's for Independence Day. I seen a T-shirt a guy wore. It said, Independence Day is for patriots who love America. Democrats, you have April 1st.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the commie day, that's pretty funny. The liberal day is May 1st. That's May Day. That's the communist day. Followed by 4/20, International Marijuana Day. Those are their two big days. We have American Independence Day.
But yeah, all right. Well, you have a good 4th of July, Brian.
Oh, indeed I will. Take care. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Doc from Texas.
Oh, hey, Doc. I think this is one where we're going to probably agree.
Oh, about the shooting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when she pulled that gun, walk away, man. Your life is not worth it. Just walk away.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know, the other day you were calling me a racist. Here I am defending and fighting for the life of a. I am calling to save a African American woman's life in my own community here.
I did not call you a racist.
Mm-hmm.
I did not call you a racist.
You said, why do I hate people that look like you and my daughter, which means I hate black people.
No, I didn't call you, but did I call you a racist? No, I did not.
You did, and you just used different words. Anyway, what did you call? What did you call about today?
That's what I'm calling. That, and you didn't mention anything about, because I've been laughing. I've been watching all the news channels about what's going on in Washington with the state fair. How nobody's going to it. Why are you not talking about the state fair?
A lot of people are going to it. A lot of people are going to it.
Not, Brian.
I've been watching it on TV. Lots of people.
Were you watching?
In fact, I know. Not only do I know. See, I was going to go with my daughter and take a friend of hers, my daughter and her friend, to go to D.C. for the 4th of July. And I did. Obviously, I'm not. Why do you think I'm not?
Hotel rooms.
The hotel rooms are all sold out. You know, I'd have to stay so far. I'd have to stay like so far away. It'd be crazy. Yeah, it's everything. Everything is sold out. So if the hotel rooms are all sold out, how can you say there's no people there?
Brian, you look at see on TV. Even Fox News, when they show the background, there's nobody there.
Yeah, well, they're showing footage in the middle of the week. Right? The holiday is tomorrow, is the 4th of July. You're talking about Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday in the middle of the day. Most people are working.
I'll go to the middle of the week because it's when the hotel rooms
all the hotel. Yeah, but most people can't take off during the week. I can only travel on the weekends. How can you say it's empty and no one? Excuse me. If there's
don't you have
vacation? How many? Once a year. The MAGA cruise. Our MAGA cruise every year. I get a week vacation. It's the MAGA cruise.
So you guys a week vacation? I got 5 weeks. You guys a week?
Well, I'm a productive person. No, I could take off more time. I don't because I'm a hardworking dedicated person.
You say I'm not? Would you say I'm not?
Well, you say you get 5 weeks of vacation. I mean, that's over a month of vacation.
Mm-hmm. And I don't take it all at one time.
And I love what I do, so I don't want to take off.
That's good, but like I'm saying,
you know what President Trump said this week. He says he said this the other day when he was at the Teddy Roosevelt Museum with the Rough Riders behind him. He says if you do what you love, it's not work. When have you seen President Trump take a vacation?
Every weekend, we go play golf?
No, that's the weekend. That's not a vacation. When have you seen him take a vacation?
Every time he goes play golf, he plays.
No, that's the weekend.
Every time.
The weekends are not vacations. They're not weekends are not vacations.
He takes vacation all the time, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't.
No. When is he? And he's in the 11 years. President Trump, President Trump came down the escalator 11 years ago. When did he ever take a vacation?
When you go play golf.
My vacation is a working vacation because those that go on the mega cruise, I'm like a cruise director.
That's how you make your money. I guarantee you the cruise is paying for you to do that.
Well, of course I get paid to do the cruise. Of course.
Yeah, because Do
you know how much money? Do you know how much money the cruise line makes off of me?
I already know that.
Millions of dollars. I generate millions of dollars just for the cruise line.
Yes. I'm saying, do you, bro? Do you?
Steve and I both get paid. Of course they pay us. Are you kidding?
I'm happy, and y'all have fun.
But I'll tell you what, they couldn't pay me enough to spend a week with you. No liberal stowaways allowed on our MAGA cruise.
And I wouldn't go on your cruise because I think my life would be in danger if I go on your cruise.
Why?
Because y'all MAGA people, y'all hate us. I was going to prove it to you any day of the week because me and you actually could be friends, Brian.
Oh, so you
I
think
really
we're
like you.
you think we're killers? Get off the phone. Let me talk about Dr. Philip Appleton. Hey, listen, tomorrow's the 4th of July. Don't go to the parties. Don't go to the fireworks in pain. Go see Dr. Appleton today and let him treat you with his robotic laser wave pain treatment. You know, any of you going to see the fireworks down at the beach? You're going to park and walk, aren't you? Oh, man. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would not have. I couldn't go for long walks before Dr. Appleton rid me of my knee pain. I couldn't make it. I'd be in so much pain. I could hardly walk through a Walmart. I was in so much pain with my knee. Not anymore. I can walk miles and miles, and you can too. Say bye-bye to your pain, like I've done 7 times. Go see Dr. Appleton. You know, the appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome. The consultation is free. There's no shots, no injections, no drugs, no surgery, and of course, no downtime. Give Dr. Appleton a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. You notice how Doc thinks making money is dirty? Unless it's him or Gavin Newsom or Bernie. We'll be right back. Oh, man. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
As parents, we all want our children to know Jesus, trust him, and build a strong foundation of faith. But sometimes, knowing where to start can feel overwhelming. That's why author SFjr created a Bible-centered collection of engaging Christian books designed to help children learn about God in a simple, meaningful, and encouraging way. With Growing with Jesus Kids series, 4-book series available on Amazon. Start with Who is Jesus, where children discover who Jesus is, why he came, and how much he loves them. Then, book 2,
All right, we'll be back in 1 minute. We're still in radio break. Do you guys think that Doc's calls have devolved? I mean, he used to be like a decent caller, wasn't he? Kind of liberal, but a little reasonable, and he's really just lost his mind. This week is he's devolved. He's devolved big time. All right, 20 seconds and we'll be back. We're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
I had a similar situation, man. I was waiting in Toys R Us when I lived in New York to go into a parking space. Went to a parking space. I waited, got my blinker on. The woman pulls in right in front of me. So I got out of the car. I says, "Lady, can you see I'm sitting there waiting?" She says, "What are you gonna do? Beat me up?" I says, "Forget it, man. I walked away and took another space after a while.
You know, we've all had these run-ins, you know, and yeah. But this here, okay. I mean, have you watched the video?
Yeah.
Have you seen you've seen the video?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, hold on. I wish you'd go see it. You know, and you should, because this is a Walmart on West McNabb Road, man. This is in your neck of the woods. Yeah. I mean, it's a local story. You should definitely see it.
And certainly, when I moved to Florida, I said, no more yelling at people or anything. Everybody's got a gun. We got to be careful. So
that's right.
This guy, you're 100% right. That this guy was intimidating this woman to the point that she had to protect herself, and she was right to shoot the guy. Maybe she shot him once, maybe, but.
You get semi-auto, 2 rounds could come off real quick, and it was in the gut. I mean, shows me she's got some training because she went for the full body mass, like the targets at the gun range.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the other thing I wanted to mention is I heard that Kennedy said that 1 million people were on Medicaid without Social Security numbers. So the fraud is so bad.
Oh my goodness, how's that even possible?
The fraud is so bad in Medicaid. My neighbor got arrested. Why? He was selling wheelchairs. And then he got the list of everybody who's on Medicaid and decided, I can say I'm selling wheelchairs to people and not send anything and make
really
$12 million. $12 million. And the government finally said, wait a minute, how is this guy selling so many damn wheelchairs,
wow.
man? This is not right. He investigated. They took his house, they took his Lamborghini, they took everything. He's in jail. So not just one guy. The fraud that's going on is.
Were they real regular push wheelchairs or like electric mobility scooters?
Oh, the electric mobility scooters.
Oh my God, he got greedy. He was like greedy.
Yeah.
Is he in prison?
He's in prison.
Good.
They took his house away.
Good.
They took his Lamborghini away.
Good.
And the house is sold now to somebody else. But
now the Lamborghini is being driven by some DEA undercover operative. Hey, Doug, have a great 4th of July. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Tom from Florida.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, I was just calling. I heard you're talking about the Walmart shooting.
Yep.
And I heard one of the speakers, I think his name was Richie.
Yeah.
About the woman went to the car.
She didn't.
To retrieve the gun.
That's not true. No. Nope, that did not happen. I went back and reviewed the video. That did not happen.
Okay. I was under the impression she went to the car.
She had the gun. She got out of the car. She had the gun when she got out of the car. He was coming after her.
Gotcha, Brian. Gotcha. That makes more sense, and she's good with that. Not that she went to go get the gun.
And by the way, where are all these liberal black callers, like from Renee from Harlem, giving me credit for defending this African American woman?
Yeah.
You're
right.
Where are they?
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely, right? Right.
You know,
Where are
we know they're not celebrating an Independence Day. They hate this country.
I'm telling you, you need to get them there. Get them back home. Get them out.
What part of Florida are you in?
Boca Raton.
Oh, okay. Oh, you were in the same neighborhood. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're close. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, in Florida,
I just want to-
I appreciate the call. Take care, man. If you are in Florida, you should assume everybody's got a gun, like I do. Okay? Assume everyone is armed. Okay? You know, but I may recap this story. Now, it is open phones on Friday. It is Friday, and it's kind of a holiday because I know a lot of people are off work today. So it is open phones every Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. On Open MAGA Mike Friday, you're welcome to call in about any and everything on your mind. Okay? You don't even have to comment on the things that we bring up on the program. So you're welcome to do that at 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. But I feel a calling to talk about this case. I really do, for a couple of reasons. One, it's a local story with someone in our radio listening area that could find themselves in a prison, okay? And I'm seeing so much journalistic malpractice going on with this case. So let me just recap what we know as of this moment. And I'm not big in the disclaimers, but I'm doing one on this. My opinions and analysis and everything I'm saying about this Walmart parking lot shooting is based on all of the information that we currently have. And if some new video comes out that changes everything, I'm open to that, okay? But the video that almost every media outlet is showing and that is going viral online is about a couple of seconds of footage right before she fired the shots. And when you see just that footage, and that was all you had, it's 50-50 whether it was justified, right? 50-50. But WSVN Channel 7 out of Miami, they have all the video footage that is available at this time. It's all posted on my X at Brian Craig Show. It's the first link on my X. It'll take you to, it's an Instagram link to Channel 7's Instagram. And they have all the video, and there's one photo that is available right now. So I'm going to, before the break, I want to go through this, and then we'll break and come back. There's a still photograph. There was obviously a heated. They both were fighting over the parking space. There's a still photograph that one of the witnesses took. The guy attempted to block the space. He kind of put himself in the corner of the space with his car and blocked it, trying to stop her from getting into the space. He moved his car and went and parked, and then she parked in the space. She backed in. Okay. Then you see him, then the next video, there obviously was an argument because someone in the parking lot took out their cell phone and started filming. And you see she gets out of her car, she has the gun in her hand down to her side when she gets out of the car. Okay? And instantly, right after that, you see the guy who would be dead a few minutes later walking towards her at a very high rate of speed, and they're both, I'm sure, there's no audio, but I'm sure they're both yelling things at each other because it was pretty heated. She raises the gun, points it at him. He continues to come towards her. This is in the new video from WSVN Channel 7, okay? She then lifts the gun and points it at him. He still comes towards her. She walks backwards and sideways, trying to get away from him. He continues to walk towards her. She walks backwards and sideways, a little bit of both here and there, to the parking space next to the empty one where she's shooting a few seconds later. There's another vehicle parked in the spot next to this empty space. It's amazing that this fight is over a parking space and there's an empty space right there all of a sudden. She walks in front of the other car and he follows her. She walks around backwards and sideways around this other vehicle. He continues to follow her. She goes completely around this other car. He continues to follow her. She makes her way back to the empty space where the incident, the shooting eventually happens. He follows her there, continues coming towards her, and then she fired. It's being reported she fired twice and hit him twice in the stomach. And while it is sad for both parties, both obviously the dead man and also her that she's got to live through this, but this, based on everything I have seen, this is a textbook stand your ground case. Textbook. And everyone yesterday, without seeing the full video, were rendering opinions on this. I didn't bring it up. This happened a couple days ago. I didn't bring it up because we didn't have enough video to have an opinion. And I wanted to wait until there was more information out. And now there is. This is textbook stand your ground. And it's so important to stand up for this because as conservatives, as MAGA, as Republicans, we are strong supporters of our Second Amendment. You know, tomorrow we celebrate Independence Day. And you got to remember the Continental Army, the original soldiers that fought with General Washington, they were using their own guns and powder that they brought from home. That's why we have a Second Amendment. The first soldiers were using their own weapons that they brought from home. Imagine that. That's why we have a Second Amendment in this country. We're a country that was born out of revolution with personally owned firearms, at least in the beginning. Remember your Schoolhouse Rock? Grab your powder, grab your gun, report to General Washington. It's in Schoolhouse Rock. That's where it comes from. So, you know, if we don't stand by those who are sadly forced in a stand their ground position, as this woman was at the Walmart on West McNabb Road, right here in our own community in South Florida, who's going to stand up for you or me if, God forbid, we're put in a situation like this? All right. Our number, if you're on hold, hang in there. Our number is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening. And I want to talk about the incredible 4th of July, America's 250th anniversary special being offered by Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Coastal Weight Loss Secret is offering $400 off. You heard me right, $400 off for America's 250th anniversary. And you can do it, guys. You can lose the weight and you can keep it off. I've done it. And I know a lot of you may have tried other programs, okay, weight loss programs, and you tried and you failed, or maybe you lost some weight and gained it back. I have been on one weight loss program. It's Coastal Weight Loss Secret. I lost the weight and I've kept it off for well over a year. That tells you how effective their program is. They can help you lose weight no matter where you are in the United States or the world, and they're offering $400 off for America's 250th anniversary. No shots, no injections, no pills, no exercise. I didn't starve myself, and I ate foods I would normally eat. Call them today and save $400 from Coastal Weight Loss Secret, okay? 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. If you're on hold, stand by. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back. All right, guys, hang in there. We'll be back.
Hi, Tom Laporta here. We are Laporta Roofing, a family business since 1983. You are our customer. In other words, our boss. We are here for and because of you, not the other way around. The 2026 rainy season is upon us. Because we haven't had a hurricane in 2 years, all the storm chaser roofing companies have gone out of business, leaving only the strongest and the best contractors. At Laporta Roofing, we will never sell you a roof you don't need. We don't have salesmen or commissions, so we will never pressure you to sign a contract. Also, deposits are not required. At Laporta Roofing, you will always come first. We must earn your trust, and we will. So call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or find us on the web at laportaroofing.com. That number 954-4602, or on the web at laportaroofing.com.
My Pillow's second annual mega sale is finally here. Get our patented My Pillow to adjust to your exact individual needs and give you the best sleep of your life.
When I got My Pillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up well rested in the morning.
Now for the lowest price ever. Kings, $19.98. Queens, only $18.98. And Giza Dream Bed Sheets, the best sheets in history, for as low as $29.98. Shakespeare 6-piece towel sets, towels that actually dry you. What a concept. Now only $39.98. And our made in the USA mattresses and mattress toppers as low as $99.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But that's not all. Order right now and we'll ship your order absolutely free.
Do you owe back taxes? Jamie Levac at Swift Tax is here to help. He's helped people just like you with their IRS problems, and he doesn't charge those outrageous high fees the other companies demand. Jamie Levac at Swift Tax charges only a small fraction of what those companies charge. Stop worrying every time the mailman comes and he's bringing you a letter from the IRS. Call Jamie Levac at Swift Tax right now, 954-773-1587. 954-773-1587.
All right, we'll be back in about 90 seconds, guys. We're in radio station break still. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. I'll take the calls after the break. If you'd like to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. And in the chat, I want to hear your thoughts on the phones, but tell me in the chat, yes or no, is this a good shoot? Is this a justifiable shoot? Is this classic stand your ground? Yes or no? We'll be back in 1 minute. I say yes, obviously, as I've been talking about for the last 90 minutes. Yeah, 1 minute, we'll be back. And I haven't seen an incident as clear as this, as can be. This is pretty clear stand your ground. No getting around it. All right. 30 seconds. Yeah, it's sad. It's all on video. That's right. Yeah, it is stupid. The whole thing's stupid. It's just, 10 seconds. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Bill from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Hey, Bill, what's up?
All right, sir. I have one answer and one question, if that's okay with you. The answer is if you pull out a gun, plan on using it. That's the first lesson you're ever taught. I believe with let's before you go to your question, hold on a second here. You pull it out in hopes that you do not have to use it. It's a deterrent. Yes, but
it's the final deterrent.
Yes, and it's real hard to pull that gun out. And once you do, you better have your mind made up.
Well, she did everything she could do not to fire the weapon. And the guy wouldn't leave her alone.
Oh yeah, hopefully these people let her off, because I hate for her to have to go through all this court case and all this stuff that they put you through.
Yeah. So what was your question?
It's on the video. It should be done.
What was your question?
A while back ago, you said there was a president that tried to slow down the process of Jews coming here.
Roosevelt.
I looked it up on Gemini. I couldn't find it.
Well, no, shocker. Roosevelt.
Shit.
All right. Oh, first dump of the day. Oh, looked it up on Gemini. I don't know. Which is Gemini? Does anyone know what is Gemini? What is Gemini? I'm not sure which one. Which one is Gemini? I can't remember. That's not the one on. It's one of the. have you noticed it's happening more and more? Callers are telling me that they're using AI when they call. Richie did it yesterday. He was like, oh, ChatGPT told me this. Gemini's Google. Okay. He says, ChatGPT told me this. And this guy's telling me Gemini told him this. I mean, am I talking to people or AI now? No, Franklin Roosevelt, who was a racist and anti-Semite, and remember, Franklin Roosevelt, the Democrat, Franklin Roosevelt, refused to sign into law federal anti-lynching legislation. The Republicans in the Senate in the 1930s, before the war, when FDR was president, introduced federal anti-lynching legislation. Roosevelt wouldn't sign it because he thought he'd lose the Dem vote in the South. But look up to the last caller, and I would have shared this with you if you didn't use profanity and we had to dump you. Ask Gemini about the SS St. Louis, okay? The SS St. Louis. The St. Louis was a ship that had a number of Jews on. I can't remember how many Jews were on the St. Louis, but it was close to 1,000. It was 900 to 1,000 Jews were on board the ship, if I remember correctly. I don't remember the exact number, but there were 900 plus Jews on the St. Louis. They had escaped Nazi-occupied Europe, and this was before we were in the war, okay? And it was in 39. It was in 1939, and Roosevelt. And by the way, no other nation in the world would do this either. But they came to America, and Roosevelt would not allow the ship to unload the Jews to the safety of the United States. And the St. Louis, by Democrat President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was sent back to Europe. And some of those Jews that he sent back died in the Holocaust, in the concentration camps, okay? So, yeah, so no, yeah. And the reason you don't easily find a lot of these things is because history is written by Democrats. Most history books are written by college professors, and that have PhDs in history, but they're Democrats mostly. They're liberals, and they don't want you to know the truth about the Democrat Party, so they don't tell you these things. Okay, and anything that's AI is tech, and the tech world leans to the left too. But ask Gemini caller to tell you about the St. Louis in 1939, and that may be a workaround to their liberal bias, and it may tell you. And FDR was the president in 1939 who refused them entry into the United States, okay? All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour, and is today a holiday for most everyone? I think if you are banks open? I don't know. Are banks open today? The 4th of July being on a Saturday is a blessing, isn't it? Don't you hate it when the 4th of July and the next day you got to go to work? So I'm going to be home watching the fireworks. I want to be home watching the fireworks in D.C. I'm going to a 4th of July party with some good friends tomorrow, but I'm going to be home because I don't want to be on the road tomorrow night. I'm trying to get my daughter to come over. She wants to go to the beach to watch the fireworks. I'm trying to get her here because the 4th of July is on a Saturday. Most people don't have to work on Sunday. There's going to be a lot of drunks on the road on the 4th of July. It's not a good day to be on the road. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. My name's Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back.
On the line is Jamie Leeback from Swift Tax. Jamie, a lot of people probably missed the filing deadline for their taxes, and it's not late for them to file, is it? discover art that turns everyday walls into extraordinary works of imagination. InPrettyWorld.etsy.com, where classic artistry meets modern creativity. InPrettyWorld.etsy.com.
All right, and we're back. It's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, happy 4th of July, and what do you have for us today?
Yeah, Brian, happy 4th of July to you and to all the listeners. And given that we're upon this holiday, I wanted to just reflect about how grateful we all need to be about the nation that we live in, that we're living in the land of opportunity, and we're celebrating our independence and our freedom. And that's a wonderful thing, and we can't let that pass by without just taking a moment to reflect and be grateful about it.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, absolutely. And, to kind of segue that into what we're talking about here, you're talking to a lawyer in an estate planning law firm, an elder law firm. And, so we need to take advantage of the opportunities that we have, and the opportunity to have the independence from things like probate costs and leaving a mess behind, and leaving our assets in a way that is not advantageous for our loved ones. And also, we want to be independent of having to spend down our assets and go broke just because we didn't set things up properly, just in case, God forbid, you or your spouse need care. There's all these things that you have the opportunity to take advantage of to make sure that you guys are all protected and properly set up. And so it's very important, even if you've done it in the past, to take a look at it and have it reviewed to make sure that it's up to date and that your family is well protected. And that's what we do at the Siegel Law Group.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as I mentioned to you earlier in the week, speaking of opportunities, we're doing a special for July only for Steve Kane Show listeners, and that is $1,000 off any trust plan when you come in and come see us and hire us to handle that for you in the month of July. And you just need to, when you call in, and by the way, today no one is there. Our team members are getting a well-deserved day off,
Mm-hmm.
and so call on Monday or leave a message, and we will get back to you. Just make sure that you mention the Steve Kane Show special, and they will put that down on your file.
Yeah, absolutely. And revocable living trust, this is the kind of thing that all the old money blue blood families of America have been doing forever and ever. And with Attorney Barry Siegel, you're getting that for regular people, and it's really an amazing thing of protection. Give the Siegel Law Group a call, toll free 8. Yes.
I was just going to say, Brian, I just got an update. We do have some people who are going to be manning the phone calls today. So
boy.
You're inspired, give us a call right away.
Oh boy. Those must be your favorite employees, the one working when everybody else is off. So they'll take extra good care of you guys. They're the best. All right, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782. And don't forget to mention the $1,000 off for the month of July, 855-FLA-3782. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, have a great 4th of July. We'll talk next week.
All right, you too.
All right, take care. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. I want to go through this story a little bit, and there's a number of reasons why I'm spending so much time on this Walmart story, and I will get into some of the other political stories because there are some. But one of the reasons is when this story happened a couple days ago, and it really started to get picked up in the news yesterday, although it's been in the local news here in South Florida, because this happened on West McNabb Road, guys, right here in South Florida. So it's been in the local news for a day or two longer. And I'm watching the response to this story. And everyone wants this woman buried under the jail. They want her in prison. And this is clearly a stand your ground case. And I'm spending a lot of time on this for a couple of reasons. But one of them is it's a local story in the listening area of our radio stations. And while the police did not arrest her and let her go from the incident, which tells me that the police on the scene, and I'm sure the detectives came out, and a supervisor had to sign off on this. I'd like to know who the highest ranking officer was. I wouldn't be surprised if this came from like a major or a colonel. I mean, because this is a big incident that happened. But the police did not arrest her at the scene. They let her go. That does not mean she won't be arrested down the road. But I would think that they were able to see the Walmart parking lot camera footage, which we have not seen, right? We've only seen the cell phone footage of people in the parking lots. But like I said, there's a number of reasons why I'm spending so much time on this case, and I'll finish up with it and move on to other things. And it is open phones, but because it's in our listening area, I feel a moral obligation to cover this, because this poor woman must be terrified that she's going to be arrested, because there's so much discussion that she should be arrested. And I'm hoping that there are people in Broward County. I know people in Broward County that are police officers and courthouse people and everything else do listen to this program. And I want people to know. And if, God forbid, this goes to a jury, I want people in this community to know what happened. Okay? I'm outside the jury pool because I'm in a different county. I'm in Palm Beach County. But if I were on the jury, it'd be not guilty. This woman should not be arrested. She should not be charged. In fact, she should still be allowed to carry. Okay? This is textbook stand your ground, and I'm going to stand by her. This article I'm going to share the details from. This is from the Daily Mail. So this is out of the UK. So they got some liberal Brits there, and they don't know too much about stand your ground and guns. But, a woman in Florida who was filmed shooting a 62-year-old military veteran over a parking spot claims she acted in self-defense after the man succumbed to his injuries. His name is Bart, the man who was shot dead. He was gunned down on Wednesday around 12:30 p.m. in the parking lot of Walmart in North Lauderdale. This was on West McNabb Road. Anything west of 95 is west, okay, on these roads. Footage captured the moment a woman drew a weapon as she got out of her vehicle, and the pair engaged in a verbal argument. A bystander told WSVN, that's Channel 7 in Miami, that Bart had parked his white SUV and blocked the woman from parking before he pulled away and allowed her to park minutes later. The shooter then left her vehicle and spoke to those. Inside Bart's car before he got out of his car and approached her. As he walked up to her, she aimed her gun at him as they continued to exchange words before the woman told him to walk away. Okay, so we've got some eyewitnesses apparently that told Channel 7 what they heard said. Yet Bart kept following her as she continued to hold up her gun. For a moment, he walked away but turned back around. At that point, the woman who was seen appearing to be on the phone opened fire on the New Jersey native, causing him to fall to the ground. Now, this story leaves out the part where the WSVN footage shows that she was walking away backwards around the neighboring vehicle in the spot next to where the shooting would happen shortly, and he continued to follow her all the way around this other vehicle. The pair continued their exchange as Bart lay on the ground, as he was seen alternating between sitting up and lying down. Law enforcement with the Broward County Sheriff's Office arrived at the scene and arrested the woman, who has not yet been identified. Now, again, this is a developing story, but my understanding is she was detained. They cuffed her because there was a gun involved, but they did not arrest her and let her go, is what I've seen reported. So that doesn't seem accurate. Bart was transported to Broward Health Medical Center. where he later died from his injuries. David Anderson, who saw the scene unfold, told CBS News, "I was walking up and heard a lady screaming. She was screaming and she was saying a lot of things." Bart's sister told the outlet that the loss of her brother, a decorated military veteran who served in Desert Storm, was devastating. "He was a Christian man and a very good person and would not hurt anyone," she said. His daughter said similar things. And it goes on. And see if we got anything else. Bart had worked as a nurse for 30 years before retiring, according to his sister. According to Broward Sheriff's deputies, the shooter has been cooperating with detectives and claimed that she shot the man in self-defense. Okay, so there we have it. That's the latest. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Once, twice. All right, you missed your chance. The rest of you on hold, hang in there. We're coming up on the last break of the second hour. Now, after the next break, I'm going to move on to some other stories, but you're welcome to call in about, I really want to hear your opinions on this. So far, except for Richie, who had an inaccurate idea of what happened, she did not go back to her car. She got out of her car with the gun in hand. And by the way, the Daily Mail and WSVN story even report that. But I went back and reviewed the video after his call. She got out of the car with the pistol in hand. All right, the number to call is toll-free no matter where you're located, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We're going to check in over at Swift Tax with Jamie LeeZep.
On the line is Jamie LeeZep from Swift Tax. You know, Jamie, a lot of people probably missed the filing deadline for their taxes, and it's not too late for them to file, is it?
No, it's not, Brian. Actually, a lot of people who scramble for the deadline, the deadline doesn't actually apply to them. If you, in general, get a refund every year, think they would be penalized for filing after the due date. Do not worry. Call me now, Jamie LeeZep at Swift Tax, to file your taxes, whether or not it is past April.
Give and take. First off,
You have not filed an extension, so call me now. We can get you filed and get your refund in your bank account as soon as possible.
Yeah, Jamie LeeZep at Swift Tax has a direct line to the IRS, and he will handle everything for you. Give him a call right now. His number rings directly to Jamie LeeZep, 954-773-1587. 954-773-1587.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
My second annual mega sale is finally here. Get our patent design pillows that adjust to exact individual needs to give you the best sleep of your life.
When I got my pillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well rested in the morning.
Now for the lowest price ever. Kings, $19.98. Queens, only $18.98. And Kings and Dream bed sheets, the best sheets in history, for as low as $29.98. Lux Beer 6-piece towel sets, towels that actually dry you. What a concept! Now only $39.98. And our made in the USA mattresses and mattress toppers as low as $99.98. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But that's not all. Order right now and we'll ship your order absolutely free.
In the new book, Drafted.exe, it begins. Author Tasha LeCoute asks a terrifying question. What if your writing app already knew what happens next? Because for Lyra in Drafted.exe, every prediction comes true. And the next one could be deadly. She downloads a writing app, expecting help with her stories. Instead, the app begins predicting real-world events before they happen. At first, the predictions seem harmless. Then, they become impossible to explain. As the warnings grow darker, people begin getting hurt, and every prediction comes true. Now Lyra is trapped in a mystery filled with secrets, conspiracies, romance, and terrifying questions. something behind the screen, already writing the next chapter. From fan favorite love interest to shocking twist, dark academia intrigue, and psychological suspense, Drafted.exe It Begins will keep you guessing until the very last page. But the story doesn't end when the book does. Visit the interactive website to explore character profiles, uncover hidden clues, discover theories, unlock story secrets, and learn more about the mystery. Order your copy of Drafted.exe It Begins from author Tasha LeCoute on Amazon and Kindle, paperback, hardcover, and free with Kindle Unlimited. Then visit DraftedEXeSeries.lovable.app. That's DraftedEXeSeries.lovable.app. Some stories don't end when the book does. Drafted.exe It Begins on Amazon.
All right, we're in radio break for another minute, and then we'll be back. If you're on hold, stand by. And guys, please like the video, guys. When you like the video, it gets the video recommended to people that have not yet found my channel. So please like the video. We'll be back in less than a minute. And if you're on hold, hang in there. The number is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. 45 seconds, and we'll be back. It is open phones today, Open Mag and Mike Friday, and I know I've been dominating the topic because it's an important story. I just, sometimes there's stories that are like 30 seconds, we'll be back. There's stories that are so important, you got to go with them. I mean, you just can't, it's open phones and not cover it. You know what I mean? And if you missed the Gavin Newsom story, I covered that in the very beginning of the video. Okay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Shabbat Shalom. Good morning, Brian.
Yep. What's up?
I have yet to see the video, but stand your ground law basically means it eliminates the duty to retreat. So you don't have to retreat. It's a tough one.
No, she retreated. She didn't stop retreating for the longest time, and he followed her around to another parking space, around another vehicle. She was retreating and retreating and retreating, and he kept coming after her.
It's a tough one. Yeah,
Not for me.
I'm sure you've taken some classes, right? Some gun safety
I've taken many concealed weapon courses, and I also took years ago. I took hold on while I answer all these lines that are coming in. I took a class on how to win a gunfight and how to handle yourself in a gunfight out in public and at home, and it was very upper level stuff, But yeah, and I've been a gun owner since I was 12 years old. So I know guns. Yeah.
What I was taught is you got to fight with equal force, and the thing is, was she in imminent danger?
Oh yeah, the guy was nuts. Not beyond just the yelling. He kept after she had the gun pulled. He continued to follow her. She backed up and retreated into the parking space next door, walked completely around another car. He followed her every step of the way around this other vehicle, all the way back, a complete intimidating. And she's a woman, and he's a man.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Not for me.
So I'm curious. I'm curious what the verdict is going to be because, I can see both sides. You're supposed to fight with equal force, but a woman fist versus a man's fist.
You don't have to be. The other person doesn't have to have a gun to be threatening you. And if they have a gun, it doesn't have to be a gun of equal caliber. No, she was in danger. She tried to retreat. He wouldn't let her retreat, and she sadly did what she thought she had to do. It's sad.
And I guess she wasn't able to kind of de-escalate the situation.
Well, when you point the gun and the guy keeps following you, that didn't de-escalate it. He was unafraid. I mean, what To go after somebody like he was doing for that when they have a gun pointed at you, you're not a sane person. You're out of control.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right, and that's scary right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone's coming at you, even though you have a gun pointed at them. That's kind of scary. This person's out of their mind. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
Well, she does, she's a black woman, and Broward County is very Democrat, so that works in her favor in Broward County. But I don't believe she should be arrested. I don't believe she should be charged. And if they did, and I was on the jury, not guilty. This was textbook stand your ground, in my opinion, based on everything I've seen so far. No doubt in my mind.
Gotcha. I'll have to watch the video. All right.
Please.
Thanks for taking my call.
All right, take care. Now, on my X, I have the complete video, courtesy of WSVN Channel 7. It's an Instagram link. It's the top link on my X at Brian Craig Show. All right, let me answer. All the lines are pretty busy here. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, my name is Fred. I'm calling from Plantation.
Fred and Plantation. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Hey, Brian, first time caller. Listen to you guys for 2 years. I love the show, man.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, listen, as far as standing your ground goes, I'm a private investigator in Florida. I've been doing it for 34 years. I carry a gun for work because I do a lot of dangerous things for my occupation. And I have a Special G license, which you got to qualify for every year. So I have to be up on standing your ground if I'm ever in that situation, due to the nature of my work. Stand your ground. Okay, so with stand your ground, I agree with everything you're saying, by the way. I think she's totally justified. With stand your ground, you do not have a duty to retreat.
Correct.
That's hence the term stand your ground.
Correct.
All you have to be able to prove is you have to show you had a reasonable fear, reasonable belief that you were in imminent danger of great bodily harm or death. So as long as you can prove that, you're good. And it's good. It's justified.
Yeah, but most people don't see it that way. But have you seen the video?
I only saw the short video. I didn't see the long video you're talking about.
Yeah,
but the way you describe it, I think she can prove that. Here's the other thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the other thing. So with these situations, now she's not charged yet. This is going to be referred to the state attorney, and it could take months before you even hear if she's going to be charged or not.
Yep.
And here's another reason why. So when you look at this thing closely, she shot him twice. So the state attorney, now what he's going to do, he's going to wait for the coroner report, and the coroner, he's going to see. The coroner determined was the first shot fatal, and she had a reasonable belief of fear. She had the right to shoot him the first time. Was the second shot not fatal, but enough to put him down if that's the case?
Oh, wait a minute. But slow down right there for a second. Okay, hold on for a second. But she has a semi-auto. It didn't look like a revolver to me. Like I have a couple of carry weapons. I have a Glock 48 and I have a 38, revolver. And I like the 38.
I have a 38 too.
I'm partial to the 38. It's and I like that you have to, you got to pull the trigger to fire a round. 2 rounds out of a
double action, correct?
Yeah. It has an internal hammer, but it's still double action. But with a semi-auto, 2 rounds is like 1, really, in that situation.
Yeah, it's quick, and a lot of these semi-autos have hair triggers. That's one reason I carry a CZ75. And it has a safety decocker. I don't carry anything without a safety decocker on it. That's just my opinion. But here's the thing: if the coroner says, all right, the first shot was enough to put him down, the threat ended, then they can make an argument. Well, at that point, stand your ground is over.
When you watch the full video, when she shot him, he fell down. He was sitting down on the ground at first. When he went back, she went over and talked to him.
That's where she might have a problem.
After she shot him, she didn't shoot him then. She didn't.
Okay. Did she shoot him and then he went down and she talked to him?
Yes.
She shot him twice.
She shot him.
If she shot him once, he went down.
No. Both shots were when he was standing. They weren't. She didn't shoot him when he was down on the ground. No, she didn't go over and do a Dirty Harry. Come on, punk. I know you know, did I fire 6 shots, 5 shots?
I from the way you explained that, I didn't get it at first. But
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen. They're going to look. Now, I agree with you 100%. I think this is a justified shooting, especially once the gun comes out and the guy sees the gun. Okay, you have to be an idiot to keep going after pursue somebody when they got a gun in hand.
Yeah.
That shows
He's unhinged.
He really could be dangerous.
Unhinged.
Yeah, right.
Unhinged.
So, but you know, they're going to look at all that kind of stuff and
yeah.
they're going to make that determination.
And
I
I'll
think
tell you,
it's a good shooting.
I think so too. And I'll tell you another thing about, you know, I'm not a gun expert. I've been a gun owner since I was 12, but one of the other reasons I have a revolver that I like as my carry weapon instead of my Glock, my 38, is because 38's always going to fire. There's no jamming. And semi-autos, you never know. Even with a Glock, I don't want to put my life in the hands of a semi-auto. I understand why cops do it because they're kind of outgunned a lot of the time, so they need something that fires faster. But as somebody that carries a gun around, I don't think you need a semi-auto. I think a revolver will do it. But that's just my thoughts.
I agree. I have a 38 to my backup, and I keep that with me all the time. And I have one that can shoot plus P plus 38 loads, which are more just under 357.
Yeah, that's what I got. It's a big, and
The last thing I want to say too is, as far as stand your ground. Now, once that gun comes out, the guy's aware of the gun. Here's the other thing. This is why stand your ground will apply also. He's a man. She's a woman. She's more powerful than her. If he can get closer, it's not hard for him to disarm her.
Correct.
So she's got to use it. Once that gun comes out, you got to use when you're facing a person like that, you've got to use it. I think it's a good shooting. I don't think she's gonna have any problems.
Well,
but it's going to be a while before we get
you
it.
made a good call. I hope you call again sometime because you have some. You're a thoughtful caller as opposed to some of this riffraff that you hear me talking to.
I appreciate it, man.
All right.
Go Trump.
That's right. That's right. Go Trump. Okay, let's go here. Let's see. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Good morning. It's JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ.
Hey. You know, I think the shooting thing is just, it's kind of like the idiot Olympics. It's pretty damn sad all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
I don't agree with this, a lot of the things that are being said, though. I see, you know, I mean, the woman's a nut job, the guy's an idiot. I see her, I've seen the whole video, the whole thing. It's like a 60-second video.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets out of the car, you know, I wasn't quite sure if it was a gun or if it was a key fobs or whatever, but okay, let's say she gets out of the car with a gun. So she feels threatened. She leaves the safety of her car with her gun, so she's elevating the situation.
She had the gun in her hand down to her side when she got out of the car, which I would not recommend.
So, yes, I mean, when you are, I mean, as a responsible gun owner, Brian, you and I both know there's no way in hell you pull. I mean, okay, it's a woman and a guy. And quite frankly, I think that woman probably could have beat that guy up. He didn't look all.
But you know, a woman is different, and I'll tell you why. When it comes to carrying,
that woman probably could have beat him up, Brian.
I don't know. I don't know. I see fit women that are joggers get raped and murdered by fat slobs all the time. I've only got a few seconds. But as men, if we got a gun on us, we've probably got it in a holster on our belt. A woman's got it in her purse. So a woman having it in her hand, getting out of the car is not the same as a man because of how women have to store guns. All right, it's time for the top of the hour, JJ. Good call. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back after this. All right, those of you on hold, stand by. All right, I'm going to go back to the phones when we get back.
tired of changing diapers and wondering when potty training will finally click? From author Kimberly Rich comes a practical, no-nonsense guide designed for busy parents just like you who don't have time to read hundreds of pages of parenting advice. Ditching the Diapers, a 7-day boot camp for potty training book, available on Amazon. Written by a mom, Ditching the Diapers is an easy-to-follow book that provides a proven day-by-day plan to help your child make the transition from diapers to independence in just 7 days. With Ditching the Diapers, you'll discover how to recognize when your child is ready, how to prepare for success, handle accidents without stress, and celebrate every milestone along the way. It's real-world advice from someone who's been there and understands what parents are going through. Order your copy of Ditching the Diapers from author Kimberly Rich on Amazon. It also makes a great baby shower gift. Ditching the Diapers on Amazon.
All right, guys, we will be back in about 90 seconds. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to go back to the phones when we get back, all right, at 888-465-2631. I'm going to wait to take the calls till we're back on the radio as opposed to just on YouTube. Sometimes I take them during the breaks on YouTube, but I'd rather get them on the radio. This is an important case, and I want people in the radio audience to hear about this because this is a local story in our in the area of our radio stations, and we're talking to people that work at the state's attorney's office, people that are cops, people that might even be in a jury pool if, God forbid, she gets arrested and charged. So I want people to be, 1 minute, we'll be back. I want people to be informed about this. But it still is Open MAGA Mike Friday, and you're welcome to call in about any and everything on your mind, all right? Less than a minute, we'll be back, and I'll go right to the phones. Yep, the number's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. And don't forget to catch me over the weekend, too. You know, I'm here on the weekends as well. All right, 30 seconds. 20 seconds, we'll be back. I think most people are seeing it like I am, at least the ones I've talked to. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Woodsy from Indiana.
Hey, Indiana.
One of the things that I noticed nobody is discussing is the fact that if she was in uniform and a police officer and somebody starts charging you within 21 feet, you're perfectly justified in shooting the person, even if they're unarmed.
Yeah. I don't know about the 21 feet. I've not heard that before, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The guy was threatening. Mm-hmm.
And he was within approximately 2/3 or so of a car length, and a car averages about 16 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have had a knife in his back pocket or a front pocket and really done damage or even disabled her as far as having the gun in her hand.
Well, have you seen the video?
No, I haven't.
All right.
I will later.
Yeah, I think she did everything right, including after the shots were fired. Everything right.
Right. She puts the gun down on top of the car to indicate she's not a mass shooter.
Mm-hmm.
She's in harm of nobody, hurting nobody else. There's no reason for anybody to claim that she was being, what would you call it, being reckless in what she did.
That's right. You know, I appreciate the call. Take care from Indiana. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jupiter.
Hey, Jupiter, what's up?
I want to talk about the gas price because I paid as much as $1.50 more for premium at certain gas stations, which is crazy. And I just paid $3.89 for gas for high test. Regular was only $3.29.
That's awesome.
Over at Costco, which is really good. But my point is, why is premium 50 cents to $1.50 more. I can't believe that. I think that has to be gouging.
I don't know.
And-
I don't know. You know, I buy premium in one of my cars, and one of my cars I don't. You know, and I buy premium in my Vespa because the Vespa runs better on premium. But I'm looking. I mean, I can find gas right down the street for $3.35 a gallon now. Regular unleaded. I mean, prices have really, like the president said, dropping like rocks, man.
Yeah, it's going to go down to 250 below, and I think even below that once we start building refineries and start drilling again. And
Oh no, it's already below 2 in Miami. I'm seeing $2.99 a gallon in Miami on Gas Buddy, so it's already under 3 in
below
Miami.
3, but I'm talking about 2. I'm talking about going below $2 because it was below 2 at one time.
If it was,
and,
well, I remember when it was 88 cents, a gallon when I first started driving. But I'd like to see it get down to back to those 88-cent a gallon prices. But I'll settle for under 3 for now, like 250.
Under Trump, it was one. I paid as low as 189.
Really, $1.89? I don't know if I remember doing that.
I think that was maybe the first term.
Yeah, I don't remember $1.89. But I would settle for 250, 235. I'd be happy with that.
189, South Carolina.
That sounds good to me. $1.89, I'd be very happy with that. All right, take care, man. All right, from Jupiter. It's hard. These are white people problems. He's complaining about the price of super unleaded. I mean, You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mike from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Mike.
I would like to make a comment, if I can. I'm not sure somebody brought up this point, but you mentioned that I feel it's a tragic story because both people, one guy's dead, and the other person's going to face a lot of lawsuits and stuff.
Maybe.
But you mentioned, I'm sorry?
Maybe.
Well, you mentioned that the lady got out of the car first.
No. Nope. No, he was out of the car first.
Oh, okay.
And charged towards
the
him.
comment I want to make was, no, I saw that. And he had his arms up, but then he kept walking towards her. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I took a gun course to carry, and they said if a person gets out of the car first, they're considered an aggressor.
Yeah, he was out of the car first, not her.
Okay, that's my comment.
All right, appreciate the call. I don't carry that much. I talk about this sometimes, and people tell me I'm not supposed to say that, but I really don't. I do. If I go on a road trip somewhere, I'll carry the gun. Because if you have a breakdown on the side of the highway, and sometimes it's at night, you want to be protected. Or at rest stop in the middle of the night or something. If you pull over at a rest stop to get some shut eye because you want to sleep a little bit before you drive the rest of the, so if I take a road trip, I'll have a pistol with me in the car. There's no doubt about it. But rarely do I take my gun out and about. And that's not to say that people shouldn't, and I often say, the reason I don't, imagine if I had to stand my ground and I got my MAGA hat on. Oh my goodness. And the person I have to stand my ground with is not white. I'd be done. That'd be buried under the jail, right? I'd be done. The odds would not be in my favor. Kind of what they say in the Hunger Games. So I would do whatever I could do to hightail it out of there if possible. And someone like me with all the hate I get, I probably should be carrying all the time. And I have not open carried yet because I haven't seen anyone open carry yet. I have not seen a single person open carry in Florida yet. And we've had open carry since January. I was very surprised. I thought everyone would be walking around strapped up, but I haven't seen anyone. And I don't want to be the first. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, good morning, Brian. Danielle calling from Michigan.
Hey, Michigan. What's up?
I've so enjoyed my week off vacation. I've been able to listen to you guys in full, and I've been able to call in freely. But I still will be a listener, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So good morning. Happy Independence Day. I
Yes.
don't have any comment on the shooting.
Well, that's okay. It's open phones on Friday, so
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say what a beautiful day it's going to be, and watching the fireworks with the president tonight. I think he's going to be in South Dakota.
He's going to be at Mount Rushmore.
It's going to be a wonderful. Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful weekend and everything.
I hear tonight what he's going to Mount Rushmore. They're going to unveil his face on Mount Rushmore that they've completed.
Oh, God, wouldn't it?
No,
That would be so great.
I'm teasing, but wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
If they unveiled it as he flew over with the new Air Force One that's red, white, and blue, oh my goodness, that would be beautiful. Could you imagine the liberal meltdowns?
I'm telling you, you know what? There's nobody on the other side even talking about all the wonderful events that are happening in D.C. and everything that's going on. You're not hearing anything. And let me tell you, I've never been to D.C., Brian, but Glenn Beck is there. And you know what he said? He said he's never seen it look so amazing as it is right now.
No, he's right. You know, in the past when you go, it's been appalling. The street signs even are garbage in the past in D.C. It's really embarrassing in the past, you know, and now it's beautiful.
Yeah. He said it's absolutely beautiful. He talked about the barrier, you know, like they've got like a 2-block barrier. You can't get real close, but he said it's absolutely.
I'm gonna be going to D.C. I'm gonna be going to D.C. soon, and I've been waiting. I was talking to a caller earlier. I was going to go up with my daughter for the 4th of July, but I called months ago. All the hotel rooms are filled up unless you want to stay really far away, and it seemed to be a hassle, and it was expensive too. But I'm going to go up soon, but I'm waiting. Palm Beach International Airport has been officially changed to Donald John Trump International Airport, and they've changed the street signs. The street signs up. You take Donald Trump Boulevard to Donald Trump International Airport, and they've begun changing the signs. But in August, you're going to be able to get the luggage tags that say DJT for your luggage. And everything, and and so I'm waiting until I can get. I don't even need luggage. I'll probably check an empty suitcase because I just want the luggage on my tag.
Awesome.
You know, so
that's going to be awesome.
I'm going to fly from Donald John Trump International Airport to Washington D.C. and I want to wait till I can get my DJT luggage tags, and I want it on my ticket too, and that's not happening till August. So. I'm so excited.
I hope you report from there too.
Of course, I'm going up to make it. I'm going to go up to make a YouTube video on the whole thing. Are you kidding?
Awesome.
Absolutely. That's why I'm doing it.
That's going to be great. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. I can't wait.
It's going to be a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell Steve I said hi. You
okay.
Did great, and keep up the good work.
Okay.
Keep up the good work.
All right. Take care. All right. Appreciate it. You know, what I'm really looking forward to is when the president flies to Mar-a-Lago for the first time on the new Air Force One. And I'm really curious about this because in President Trump's first term, you used to be able to go like right up to the plane almost. And in the second, they've always surrounded it with school buses, but you could get up close enough to see it still. But in President Trump's second term, because, you know, the Never-Trumpers and the Iranians have both been trying to assassinate him so many times, the old Air Force One, you couldn't even see it. They have it, when he flies into the airport here in Palm Beach, they have it so obscured with the wall of school buses that all you can see is the tail. This is the old Air Force One. But the new Air Force One is so big, I don't think they're going to be able to hide it that way. So I'm gonna go up there next. But the president doesn't come to Mar-a-Lago during the summer. You know, the Palm Beach elites, they winter in Palm Beach, so he won't be here until the weather cools off, unless something special happens. But I'm really hoping I can get up there and see it either land or take off. It's kind of hard because you don't know which direction it's going to land from. Sometimes it comes in from over the ocean. And sometimes Air Force One comes in from over the Everglades. And you never know. It depends on the winds and stuff like this. But one time I was up there, and the president flew in, and and Air Force One landed flying over Mar-a-Lago. Everybody was freaking out. It was so freaking amazing. It was. But I'm really looking forward to that. All right, listen, I want to talk about Sloman's Central Air Conditioning. Oh, man. Sloman's Central Air Conditioning. If you have an air conditioner that's blowing hot air, you have a room or two in your house that just aren't cooling off, or your AC is running all day and never shutting off, and you think you need a new unit or you need a new unit, call Sloman Central Air Conditioning. Listen to this. With Sloman Central Air Conditioning, you can get a high-efficiency, 5-ton, 18-SEER system that uses R454B refrigerant for just $59.99 with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, you get a 5-year bumper-to-bumper service plan, which includes annual system maintenance, filter replacements, and refrigerant, so there's no annual maintenance cost. And get this, you'll also receive the Sloman Shield home security system installed with 5 years of professional central station monitoring included with your AC package. What a great deal. Give them a call right now, 561-217-COOL. That's COOL. 561-217-COOL. 561-217-COOL. We'll be right back.
Like your to-do list is running your life. Your motivation has disappeared, and no matter how hard you tried, you're stuck. From author Victoria Magic comes a refreshing, down-to-earth book that will help you stop waiting for motivation and start building it one small step at a time. From overwhelmed to empowered, a practical guide to self-motivation in everyday life. Available on Amazon. With this must-read book, you'll learn simple, proven techniques to beat procrastination, quiet negative self-talk, reduce stress, boost productivity, and create lasting momentum. There's no unrealistic routines, no complicated systems, just practical, actionable tools that fit into real life, even on your busiest days. Whether you're a working parent, caregiver, student, or busy professional, author Victoria Magic shows you how to turn that feeling of being overwhelmed into action, build confidence, and make meaningful progress without guilt, pressure, or burnout. Order your copy right now on Amazon in Kindle and paperback and start making progress one small, powerful step at a time. From overwhelmed to empowered, a practical guide to self-motivation in everyday life. From author Victoria Magic on Amazon.
All right, we'll be back in about 30 seconds or so, a little longer than that, about 35 seconds. Hang in there, guys. I'm going to go through some. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. I want to get to some of the other stories I have. I mean, my goodness, I've been on the air 2.5 hours. I haven't got hardly any. I did the Newsom story in the beginning. So if you missed that, go to the beginning of the stream. And then, of course, the Stand Your Ground story. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. Our number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. And I've noticed we've been getting a lot of new first-time callers, and that's awesome. See how easy it is, guys? So welcome to all the new listeners and first-time callers. and you've been adding a lot to the program. I do have some other stories I do want to cover, and I covered the Gavin Newsom wiretap, which is a great story at the beginning of the show, and of course the Stand Your Ground story. But there's some other stories in the political world. There's a new poll from CNN about the midterms.
So these are states that are just very hard to win because bottom line is what is holding them back is the fundamentals. And when you
Okay, now he mumbled over the key part, but that's okay because I want to share this. 53% of Democrat voters say the Democrat Party has gone too far left. Think about that. 53% of Democrat voters say the Democrat Party has gone too far left. And this is really a cool thing because we're in an off-year election, right? Midterm elections are off-year elections. And, you know, off-year elections, voter turnout is lower than in a presidential election. And when 53% of Democrats say the Democrat Party's gone too far left, that doesn't mean that they're going to vote Republican, but fewer Democrats will show up to vote. So their turnout is going to be lower than normal in the midterms. Everything's looking good. There's a 60% chance, according to that same poll, that we maintain control of the Senate, too. This is awesome. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, sir. This is a blind colonizer from Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay, good. You took the handle. You like the handle I gave you.
Yeah, I'm honest, so I admit I am a colonizer.
Are your friends are your friends calling you that now? The blind colonizer?
Well, they call me blind. That's my nickname, but
blind colonizer is pretty
cool. I don't
good.
have too many friends, obviously.
Okay, so what's up, man? What's on your mind?
So, sir, I watched yesterday's clips of yesterday's show. And, you know, you made a lot of disparaging and insulting things about Miley Cyrus.
Who?
The lady from Colorado.
Oh, the Ethiopian?
The communist.
The Ethiopian?
Yes.
Yes.
My parents' homeland. So you made a lot of insulting and offensive.
Where do your parents? Are your parents passed away?
No, well, one, yes. My dad deceased of lymphoma cancer.
Where does mom live? Ethiopia?
Mom lives on Daisy Boulevard in 441.
Okay.
Broadview.
So, Broadview. Oh.
Broadview. That's where I grew up. My whole adolescence.
We kind of grew up in the same area on different sides of the track. Because I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, not too far from you, and Broadview. I remember in high school. Oh yeah, we Broadview could get a little sketch sometimes for us. But anyway, it was a rough area, Broadview. It was a rough.
No, it's mostly
not for you.
Area, not for you.
Not for you.
Why you say that? But not for. Why are you?
It was not unusual. I had a friend in Broadview, and he would tell me how he would hear gunshots at night sometimes and stuff. Well, anyway, getting back to.
Oh my God! I think
I know, bro.
I think Melrose Park and stuff where you grew up, which I didn't grow up.
I didn't grow up in Melrose Park. I know Broadview. Listen, anyway, back to this. Let's get back to everything we were talking about here. We were talking about the Ethiopians. If Ethiopia is such a great place, why are you and your mom here? And the Colorado commie, why is she in Colorado and not Ethiopia? You know, my parents are in our homeland, the United States, the greatest country that's ever existed.
Okay.
So if Ethiopia is so great,
I visited there 6 years ago. She came as an infant.
She didn't. She came here. Hold on, let me answer these calls. She got very lucky, man. She got a she won a visa lottery and got a visa, and she has no Ethiopian accent. But why are my parents?
Actually, that was her
But
father.
no, hold on a second.
That was her
Why
father, sir.
why are my parents in our homeland and yours and hers are not?
Well, I don't want to get too deep into history.
Well, I get deep. I'll tell you why. Ethiopia sucks. You know, one of the leading causes. It sucks.
That's where I was offended.
Well, I'm
sir.
sorry, but it's true.
Your president Trump went to Ethiopia. I have cousins in Ethiopia. I talked to them on Telegram. I don't know if you're familiar with
Telegram.
that, like WhatsApp.
You mean on the dots and the dashes? See, that's how primitive it is. You're still using the telegraph.
Sir, it's a WhatsApp.
I know. I'm teasing. I know it's an app. I'm kidding you. But in Ethiopia, hold on a second. I looked up Ethiopia yesterday before I went on the air and just to get up to speed. Because I hadn't thought about Ethiopia since USA for Africa and We Are the World and Band-Aid, okay?
You see, that's offensive.
Well, hold on. It's offensive?
Okay.
Hold on.
Yes, it's offensive.
Hold on a second.
About people's nations.
Hold on a second. But Ethiopia, here we are, 41 years after Band-Aid and USA for Africa. One of the leading causes of death in Ethiopia is still malnutrition. And do you know what the median? Do you know what the median monthly income is in Ethiopia today?
I heard you say it's $30 to $100.
Correct, a month, $30 to $100 a month. So that doesn't sound like a modern country.
Well, it has a population of about 150 million. So it's hard to. That's a lot of.
150 people living in extreme poverty, and they're still starving over there. And here's the thing, okay? And this is what I said yesterday, and I'll stand by this today. I don't think someone from a third world country, whether it's Ethiopia or Uganda or Somalia, like Ilhan Omar, should come to the United States and tell us how to run our first world country. We don't want the third world telling the first world how to run things because we know how to do it best. That's why we're the first world, and Ethiopia, Uganda, and Somalia are the third world.
Okay.
Right?
Let me put. Since you want to say these disparaging things, let me put.
These are true things. These are true statements.
Yes, they are. I'm not contending that, sir. What I'm saying is that Ethiopia is where Homo sapiens were first. The oldest Homo sapien, Lucy, was found.
So
Ethiopia
what?
is also the place that founded coffee.
Hold on a second here. Ethiopian coffee. I have heard how great Ethiopian coffee is. And so what if they found Lucy there, the oldest human remains? What's that mean?
The oldest Homo sapien.
That makes it worse. That makes it worse. So I want to ask you this: if Ethiopia is the birthplace of Homo sapiens, why are they still living like it's prehistoric times?
Because I'll tell you, because it's the only black nation that's never been colonized.
No, come on. If you're the oldest nation on earth where people began, you guys in Ethiopia should be like in the year 3000. The rest of us should be behind you. You should be the first world in Ethiopia, but you're not. So the Ethiopian way is not the way you want to do things. The Ethiopians can't get it together.
Do you support Mussolini?
Mussolini?
Yeah.
I know he invaded Ethiopia.
And they beat him. They beat him twice. Well, they beat the first Italo-Ethio war.
I got news for you. Italy loses every war. That's why they switch sides in the middle. In both world wars, they were defeated. Italy has a history of losing wars, more so than France. And they like to switch sides in the middle. You know, in World War I, Italy was with Germany in World War I, and in the middle they switched.
Yeah, and then in World War II they came back.
So if Ethiopia is where human life began, and they can't get their act together, 250,000 years later, why should we be looking to Ethiopians to tell us how to run our country? We figured it out in less than 250 years.
Well, our president, Donald J. Trump, visited Ethiopia. My cousin told me, I didn't know. And he said, our president said, this is Ethiopia. Wow, a lot of history, a lot of things went on here. It's the best country on the continent, on the face of that continent.
The best country in Africa, that's not saying a lot, is it?
Well, in the continent, I mean, it's pretty, I mean, that's where human life began. It's the oldest black nation that's been independent.
Well, that's good. I'm not saying you don't. I'm glad you're proud of your country, but what I'm just telling you is this.
Exactly.
I will never leave the United States to live in another country. Never.
Would you ever consider visiting Ethiopia?
No. Ethiopia?
Or any African nation? No.
No interest. No interest.
Oh, no, what?
Huh?
Why not? It's one of the oldest Christian civilizations, the oldest Christian empire started at
No, I have no interest. I have no, my friends went to South Africa, and every time they talk about it, they just talk about all the shots they had to get before they went to Africa. That doesn't sound like a kind of a safe place. If you got to get, you don't have to get all these shots to come to America.
Yeah. Okay, another thing, you said she made you kept calling her an idiot? Like,
yeah, she's an idiot.
So many times I had to turn it off.
She's an idiot.
She made idiotic statements. And
well,
stuff.
she said 9/11 was our fault, that the 9/11 hijackers from Al Qaeda were driven to do what they did on 9/11 by the United States. That's an idiotic, sick comment.
I didn't hear those comments specifically, but if she did, that was wrong. But what I'm saying is that
which way is better? Which way? I mean, I got to run. I'm late for the break. Which way is better? Which way? Hold on, no. I got a question. No, I don't care about that. Which way is better? The American way or the Ethiopian way? The American way or the Ethiopian way? Which way is better?
You can learn from both parties. Why does you have to pick one over the other?
What can Ethiopia teach me? That's what I thought. We'll be right back. All right, we're clear. If you're on hold, stand by. He's a nice guy. I gave him a hard time the other day, so I'm being a little nice to him. We'll be right back. All right, we've got just over a minute, and we'll be back. Let me check the time. If you're on hold, stand by. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll free, and it's pinned in the live chat. It's 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. About 90 seconds or so. We'll be back. Just over a minute, we'll be back. Oh my goodness, he's a good caller, I feel bad. What is the Ethiopian way, by the way? Does anyone know? It's truth, justice, and the American way, but I don't know about the... Did anyone have a USA for Africa sweatshirt? I always wanted one. I never had one. I wanted one, though. The USA for Africa sweatshirt? Any of you have that, ever? Which would you rather have had? The USA for Africa or a Frankie Says shirt? Which would you rather have? Frankie Says or USA for Africa? We're the world shirt. Oh, how about this one? You know what I just remembered? I did have this one. Did any of you have those Coca-Cola shirts? Remember those Coca-Cola shirts had a collar, and then like they were, the top and the bottom was like a different color, and then in the middle, it had like almost like a burlap thing, and it said Coca-Cola. Any of you guys have a Coca-Cola shirt? Like that? I had that one. Frankie Says. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes. Hi, Brian. Sandra from Delray.
Hey.
Brian, I usually agree with everything you say, but this time
That's okay.
with that gun situation. Okay. I think, what the hell did this happen over? A little parking spot. I mean, there's so many crazy people because they closed the crazy institutions way back. And they let these people out. So you see there's a confrontation, just go away. Let him have the parking spot. Why bring a gun into play? Now she ruined not only his life, but her life.
I don't know if her life, she will have to live with it, but I don't think she's going to be arrested or charged or go to jail.
No,
I hope
but
not.
She has, I understand, Brian, I agree, but she has it on her conscience.
But you know what, though?
She
I mean, think about it. Think about how many domestic disputes begin because somebody ate the last cookie in the cookie jar, right? I mean, most fights are over things that seem ridiculous and petty.
Exactly. That's why the gun should not be put into play. I don't think.
Come
I don't
on.
even
Did you
want a
watch?
gun.
Did you watch the full video?
The citizens something. No, I haven't watched that yet.
Well, that's.
No.
I mean, if you were her, and and an angry man was charging you like he was charging her around cars and everything on foot, you would have done the same.
But I wouldn't have gotten into that. If someone wants the spot, they could have it. They could have
I
it.
agree. I
Believe
do
me,
this.
I've been
I
in those
do this.
situations.
I do the same thing. You know, I had a guy once. I was telling my daughter about this just because we were talking about this incident. When my daughter was a baby, she was in a car seat in the back seat, and my wife and I were in the car, and I was waiting for somebody to pull out at Publix. And when they pulled out, and I had my signal on and everything, and they pulled out, and they kind of blocked me because when you pull out, you're like on the left side of the road. And this guy, when they did that, he pulled in and took the spot, and he got out, and my window was down, and he's like, too slow, you missed it. Now, and I didn't say a word, and I told my wife at the time, I said, that guy's nuts. He's nuts.
That's right.
And then he rubs it in my face. Too slow. He was, I mean, what was he?
Right.
He was nuts.
Just ignore those people. They're just looking for a fight. And
That's right.
Believe me, you don't need it. And half of the crazies are out in the street because they close. I feel sorry for them.
Listen. Both of them. Both of them did something stupid. However, that does not change the end result. And he was a dangerous man. When she had the gun pointed at him and he continued to go after her and circled around another car, she was trying to get away. He was dangerous. And while they both did something stupid, he did something dangerous and threatening. And please, I've got the full video on my X at Brian Craig show. It's from Channel 7. Watch the full video, and it's a tragedy that was over. It was over something so stupid, but the guy was dangerous.
He was, but you don't engage a dangerous guy. You just flee from the scene.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten out of the car. I would have left.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would have left.
I would have given him the spot. Take the spot.
Yes, I would have let him have the spot. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. But that happens. All right, I appreciate the call. Take care. Yeah, I mean, people get nuts in parking lots. Anytime that any people are in cars, they get nuts and say crazy things. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Antonio, calling from Texas.
All right, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I've got three friends. I've got Beatrice, born in the U.S. She actually lives and works in Taiwan for about 3 years. Carla and Earl, they're an American-Filipino couple that I know. They moved to Thailand about 2 years ago, regularly post blogs about their experience and things of that nature. And finally, I've got Freddie, who lives in the Philippines. He was born in Los Angeles, California, even started a business with 4 locations and has a family there. So knowing that, is it now fair to ask, why is it that the Americans are leaving America? Because America sucks. That's why.
Really? What's
right?
wait? Hold on a
That,
second.
right?
You're in Texas. What sucks about America, in your opinion? Don't use profanity. Okay, profanity is not allowed.
Yeah, just for the context, I did move to Texas less than a year ago, so I haven't had the full Texas experience.
You have an accent.
But
What kind of accent do you have? What kind of accent do you have?
I don't know, Californian?
Sounds Hispanic, a little bit.
Sure.
That's part of the problem.
So anyway,
the California accent used to be like, oh my God, Valley Girl. Now it's Mexican, right? So tell me what you think sucks about America. You said America sucks.
So
Tell
you
me.
have an extremely high cost of living. You've got cops that are absolutely incompetent at their jobs. A government that flip-flops on
What country is better? What country is better? What country is better?
If you want to talk about Democrats,
No. What country is better? What country? Excuse me. What country is better?
So that's actually my point. If you told me that America is the greatest
Excuse me.
country in the
What
world,
country
I would
is better
actually
than
agree with
America? You can't think of a better country.
No, because there isn't. But I
Oh.
am going to say this, though.
This is the greatest
that
country in the
America is
world.
like that shiny building you've got in downtown Los Angeles that was built in 2002, and it's really nice when you look at it. But the closer you look, you can start seeing that it's starting to look decadent. You're starting to see a little bit of
because Los
something
Angeles
because
is
this
run
country
by
is in
because
free fall
because Los
of the
excuse me.
Democrats and the
No,
Republicans.
no,
It is
no,
in free
no.
fall, brother. It
You
is
go.
not going to be
You
the
go.
greatest country
Excuse
in the
me.
world for much longer.
Excuse me, and I know that'll excite you. Los Angeles is the way it is because it's been run by Democrats that are corrupt like Karen Bass forever and a day. Okay? Don't judge America by the way Democrats run their cities. Go to Washington, D.C. It's run by a Republican. You may have heard of him. His name's Donald Trump, and it's a model city. He hung up. He hung up. I wonder why. He said America sucks on July 3rd. Unbelievable. All right, I want to talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Speaking of the 4th of July, Coastal Weight Loss Secret has an incredible offer for Independence Day. They're offering $400 off. Okay, $400 off. I'm going to give you the number. This is amazing. This is for America's 250th anniversary, 4th of July special, $400 off. And I've been telling you guys for some time now about how I've lost all this weight and kept it off with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Give them a call, 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. This 4th of July America 250th anniversary special is, of course, for the holiday time. So call them, save $400 off. And remember, Coastal Weight Loss Secret can help you lose weight no matter where you are, whether you're local here in South Florida, somewhere else in the United States, or even the world. Call 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300 and get $400 off. We'll be right back.